Good morning. Good morning. I should say not good morning. It's good afternoon. It may be good evening. It may be good whatever, but no, it is a good day in Jesus. Um, I want to just remind you guys, this Port Wilburn, your associational missional strategist, here praying for you, walking with you, talking with you, encouraging you during these crisis times that we find ourselves in. And I want to talk to you a little bit about leadership in the midst of crisis. And there's a lot of talking heads out there talking about leadership this and how to lead in the crisis. And I do have some points I want to share with you about leading in crisis, but I want to give you an advantage. I want to help you with your advantage that has been given to you during this time of crisis, and not just in crisis, but actually every day. I was reading, I had an unfinished devotion from Christmas of last year. And I was looking through my devotion, so I opened it up and I was just thinking Christmas in August. And what are we reminded of during the Christmas season, right? That Christ came, Emmanuel, God with us, but we're also reminded of the work of the Holy Spirit that was very much involved in the birth of Christ, in the sense of the Holy Spirit came on Mary, right? And the Holy Spirit came upon Jesus, and the Holy Spirit was just moving in the midst of all those circumstances during the Christmas, that first Christmas, bringing about the work of God. And the Holy Spirit is at work right now in us today. We got to be reminded of that, folks. The Holy Spirit is at work. And I was reading in John 16, and Jesus is saying, he says, nevertheless, I tell you the truth, it is to your advantage that I go away. If I do not go away, the helper, the Holy Spirit, will not come to you. But if I go away, I will send him to you. You have an advantage. I want to talk about your advantage that we have in Jesus. He said, it is to your advantage that I go away. So when Jesus, he didn't just come for a manger. He didn't just come for a cross. He didn't just come for a tomb. He came to empower his people. He came to be with his people. And when he ascended into heaven, he said, it's to your advantage that I go away. Because when I go away, I'm going to send my helper. And that helper, via the Holy Spirit, is going to be in you and on you and live through you. And he is going to remind you of the things that are to come. He's going to empower you with wisdom from on high. He said, look, when you're going to have something you need to say, the Holy Spirit will guide you in what you're to say and what you're to even to do. So folks, realize we have an advantage this pandemic. How do you lead in crisis? You lead in the power of the Holy Spirit. You lead with the advantage that God has given his people. We need to be in front of this thing, folks. We don't need to get behind it. We need to be in front of it, front of the leadership of this pandemic in the time of crisis. And there's characteristics that we should have. And I want to talk about the Alexis Partners leadership development resource. And there's four characteristics that they have identified that you need in the sense of leading during a time of pandemic. And one is compassion. It says, although it's natural to show compassion during normal circumstances, a mindful leader is careful to show compassion under pressure. Because usually when you're under pressure, people get all stressed out, people get all worried, people get all panicky, right? But we need compassion. God's people, but guess what? That's an attribute of the Holy Spirit. Jesus was moved with compassion. You should be moved with compassion, pastor, leader. You are moved with compassion in the sense of leadership. So as we lead during these times of crisis, make sure that you are rich in compassion. Stay calm. Trust God. He is leading and he is guiding us. And pastor, church leader, compassion is a key essential in our leadership. So let us lead with all the compassion that God has given us. Let us see people as God sees people and let us be moved with compassion towards good deeds and action. And let your speech be edifying to all. I just want to leave that with you this morning. And we're going to come back to this. There's actually 4 characteristics. The second one is clarity. The third one is community. And the other one is continuity. And we're going to be talking about that over the next couple emails, if you will. So next week, we'll talk a little bit about clarity and what does it mean to lead in a crisis leadership with clarity. So God bless you. I pray you have a good week. Thank you for your support and your encouragement. Continue to support the missions of your local association, because we are actively involved in initiating, navigating, facilitating, and participating in local mission. I am having an awesome time talking with the leaders and pastors of our churches, and I hope to hear from you soon. If you have not heard from me, you want to hear from me, give me a call. We can bump up the list and get you right there if you need to talk. So in the meantime, God bless you. Have a great week. Let us know how we can be praying for you. And thank you again for your service and your faithfulness. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.